We just got SOS training, like 1,000 nodes. What does it all mean? Welcome back to WizardPhD, it's Professor Lynette, and today I'm going more in depth with the nodes for our SOS training. This is a follow-up to my previous video where we looked at the node descriptions, which was a lot of fun, especially if you're into the storyline and these characters. I'd recommend checking it out, but we're gonna go look at my skills, how we can interpret all of these icons, and what the approach is that I would suggest. All right, I'm going into my suitcase. I'm gonna hit SOS training. On the top left, you'll notice that there is a little wizard icon. This always appears when it has something to do with you, and you can click on it, toggle it on. You can see that the little background changes to white. And here is SOS Task Force Appraisal. We have all of the status of your training progress. So if you scroll down, you can see it starts with the field charms, which I talked about in a previous video of how these work, and you can see the trace charm, the in charm, and the greenhouse charm, and below it there are the upgrade status. So I have 5 of 16 for trace, 4 of 16 for in, and 3 of 15 for the greenhouse. Now if you click on the specific charm icon, it'll pull up another menu that has the detailed level ups for what you have from your trace charms or your in charms or your greenhouse charms. So the trace is provided for me. I currently have 3. I currently have 1 stored spell cast, and I got that actually from the daily reward, walking 0.25 kilometers. And then you can see the duration and the rare traces provided, the bonuses that I have for increasing those skills. Now I'm gonna scroll down, and this is where we get into all the icons that we're seeing. So the 3 that I showed before, those are you're gonna see regularly because you're gonna be casting those charms. But these are in the skill trees that we have. Primary skill set appraisal. Your likelihood of returning foundables found in traces is highly dependent on these 2 primary skills. The first is general spell mastery, and the second is departure denial. Now you can see my stats down below. My spell mastery is increased by 1620, and my departure denial is a percentage increase, and that is plus 14% from what I've leveled up so far. Now, if I'm going to keep scrolling down, we have these same symbols, except by categories. And the categories we have are our families in the foundables. So we have a trace family, such as Hogwarts School, Ministry of Magic, Magical Games and Sports, all of that. And what that means is that for one of those 2 primary skills, so if we're looking at the general spell mastery, that's a little wand with rays coming out of it, and then the departure denial, it has the little X and over the cloud. So you can look at those visually and see what it's referring to. So these are the spell mastery ones. So far, the only family that I've leveled up for this is versus dark arts. So that means that my spell mastery, when I encounter any dark arts trace, will be increased plus 40. And that's, I think I went through this to get to another skill. So you'll see throughout the skill tree that these are all scattered. So you might have different opportunities at different levels to be able to focus on a particular family for these spell masteries. And then if I keep going, you have the same thing, except now it's for departure denial. And so far I haven't done anything specific for family for departure denial. And part of that is because if I scroll back up, as a reminder, the primary skill set, so this is a global, this is not specific to a family, but overall. So my overall general spell mastery has been increased by 1620. And then if I'm going to also add the dark arts one, that's plus 40 in addition to that. My general departure denial is increased plus 14%. And if I wanted to focus on a specific family, that would stack on top of that. I'm gonna keep going. We have reward upgrades. So this is from all sorts of things. We have the food upgrades from our inns. We have treasure trunk upgrades for when we level up on a particular family. And then we have gift upgrades. So that is the gifts that we are able to collect. Now for these reward upgrades, I can click on them. You can see below I am 0 of 6 for the food upgrades, 2 of 14 for the treasure trunk, and 3 of 14 for the gift upgrades. But I'm gonna click on the food upgrades, and you can see there's a whole other pull-up menu that has the the possible number of times that I could level a particular skill up within this food upgrade. So the first one says, increases the chances of receiving high energy foods from restaurants. So restaurant is a particular type of inn. I'll put up Orange Wizard's infographic really quickly so that you can see that there are differences. We know the visual differences between inns, but they are associated with a name. So there are restaurants, there are pubs, there are tea shops, cafes, bed and breakfasts, and that's all in this infographic, because I know I don't know them by heart. I don't even know which inns are actually the ones that I play at regularly. I don't really pay attention, but now I feel like I have to. So you can see the different possible food upgrades that you can have. So on your skill tree, the food upgrade is going to show this icon that's visible right here. However, it's really important that you click on that icon to see which of these specific skills it is, because it could be an increase from restaurants, it could be an increase from cafes. Oh, there's even one that says increases the chances of receiving high energy foods from partner inns. So that one's a kind of a different one. I'm gonna keep going through, look at the treasure trunk upgrade. So this one is also similar. It pulls up a whole list of things that you could upgrade for treasure trunks. Now, we have things that are, this lesson allows treasure trunks the chance to reward you with a greenhouse spell charm, an inn spell charm, a trace spell charm. These are pretty valuable. You can see that I have 1 of 1 for the trace spell charm charge. Now what that means is that if I level up, there is a chance that one of the rewards from that treasure trunk, you know, when you get that reward screen, will be a trace spell charm charge. So I use my trace charm during the day, and then if I level up and get something in the treasure trunk and during the families, then I might have a chance to get a refill on that charm. So that is, I haven't leveled those others for the greenhouse or the inn, but those are possibilities in your skill tree. And then there's other ones that you'll see more often on the treasure trunk, but again, it's really important that you click on, if you see this icon in the skill tree, to see which specific one of these it is leveling up. So you have the 2 of 16 that I have. This lesson allows treasure trunks the chance to reward you with bonus wizard XP. So you can increase that. There are 16 that you can find overall in these skill trees. And then there's other ones where it is the family specific. So you can see all the family titles, give you a chance to reward you with a spell book. If you level up in that particular family, open the treasure trunk, you might have a chance to get a spell book from there. All right, last we have gift upgrades. So click on, when you see this icon, click on it to see what the specific gift upgrade is. So this first one says, I don't know exactly where this is in the skill tree. So maybe if you found it in the skill tree, you can let me know in the comments below, but treasure trunks now have a chance to contain gold gifts. That seems like a very intriguing one to train up, because now we have treasure trunks and we have a gold gift. What is a gold gift? What does that mean? And then we also have other ones. So I have trained up this one time. Greenhouses now have an increased chance to award a Barufio's ingredient gift. So you see the Barufio's ingredient gift and an elixir gift. Wait, is that a typo? Are we getting different kinds of gifts? I mean, we just saw the gold gift, Barufio's brain elixir gifts. Oh wait, yeah, it might be, because if I scroll down, it says greenhouses now have an increased chance to award Extimulo potion gifts, and then below it, it says Extimulo potion ingredient gifts. So maybe we're getting more gift types where we're actually gonna get a potion. So like this one, the Dottle Draft ingredient gift. I always need Dottle Draft ingredient gifts. Rare ingredient gifts, tonic for trace detection gifts. Look at these. Oh my gosh, man, I have not scrolled through all of these just yet. And yeah, these are the gift upgrades. So you can see ingredient gift increases, rare gift increases. We have this treasure trunk containing a gold gift. All of these options for the gift upgrade. When you see this icon, check to go see what it is specifically. Now we have potion brewing efficacy. The quality and potency of your potions can be found below. Now, so far, I have, okay, these are two different types. So even though they're the same icon, if I'm looking at, I'm just looking at my strong extimulo because it's filled in. My strong extimulo potion potency increase, this is a percentage, plus 6% of the potency, and that I've filled out. But then to the right of it, I have strong extimulo potion duration plus 1, and I'm so excited about this one because that means instead of 4, I get to cast 5 times for the strong extimulo potion. So it pops up on the screen and it's like a little green 5 of 4. It's really cute and I'm like, yes, I'm so strong now. And the other one that I have worked on so far, I haven't really made much progress because I ran out of books. I mean, I probably could go back in and do some, I have a few more ministry manuals because I placed a few things yesterday, but there's a lot for me to review here. Barufio's Brain Elixir XP bonus, that's plus 5%. I've seen people increase that to plus 50%. There's lots that you can explore for these. And these will have the specific potion in the icon, but click on it to see if it's the bonus or the duration. So both of those will show up for this type of icon. Potion Brewing Mastery. So we have reductions in potion brew time. So you'll have the specific potion next to a little icon that looks like a clock with an arrow down. And this is for all of the potions. And I do have an overall potion brewing reduction time. I don't quite see it on this page, but I can show you if I go into my potions and I go into my recipes. You can see the SOS training effects on this screen. I have reduced brew time minus 3% for all of my potions. So that was my overall brewing time reduction. And you can see in the green, that's the adjusted amount. And so that's permanent, just permanently reduced 3%. And then you can see my other effects for different ones. So the strong extimulo is the one I have the most on. I have increased combat and trace effect plus 6%. The reduced brew time for everything else, and then additional charges 1. So you can have the record of what you've done if you are looking at your potions. I think it's really useful to have the overall things to look at, and so this is from toggling on. I can see overall what are my boosts for every single thing here, and when I detoggle it, detoggle, is that a word? Then I can go into my specific skill tree and then look at these also. And you can see I have tons of red dots because there are possibilities for me to continue training, but I feel like I need much more in-depth exploration for the range of this. Look how many nodes there are. It's just so much to look through, but it is overall really exciting to see all of this, and I'm excited to continue training up. I said in my last video that this is year 2 of Harry Potter Wizards Unite, so I'm not expecting to blast through this, although you are welcome to grind as much as your heart desires. I'm not expecting to get through this really quickly, especially because a lot of these later on in the levels are kind of gated by Defense Against the Dark Arts books, which we will only get from the events, and also some of them use restricted section books, which you might have already used in your profession training as well. So that's the overview for the nodes, what those symbols mean. As a reminder, just be sure you click on the nodes and you read it before you spend your books, because you don't want to accidentally spend books when you thought it was one thing, but it was actually something else, and making sure that you know what it is that you are training up when you're at those node points. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you are prioritizing. Personally, I am starting right now. I mean, it might change the more that I play around with it, but right now I am focusing on the overall type increases, so the overall potion reduction time, or even the ones that get the recharge for the trace charm. Like, that seems really useful. I'm trying not to do family specific ones, although when I was playing with Jeff yesterday, he had a much drastically improved chance at returning a sorting hat because he had Hogwarts School boosted and I didn't. It's really interesting to see how this is really customizing the way that we play the game. So let me know in the comments below what you are prioritizing and why. And until next time, Juan's ready.